What is going on, everyone? Alex Orchilles here from Aeon Prestige Media, and I just wanted to come on here to give you all a quick update on the cool productions we've been a part of in the past few months. So I typically like to post on YouTube more often than what I've been posting recently, but since we've been so busy at Aeon, I haven't had the chance to actively put up new content on social. Now that we have a touch of downtime, or better yet, I'm actually making the time, I wanted to come on here and briefly give you all some info on what we've been doing. In November of 2023, we had the opportunity to shoot an event for Amazon Prime. This was the Holiday Bazaar, which was a Latin-focused small business event where Amazon Prime invited their Hispanic-owned FBA businesses to set up shop at an event space. Here, they were able to showcase their products and talk about how Amazon FBA has helped them achieve their business goals. There was also holiday-inspired cocktails, bites, gift ideas, and live music. Shortly after the Amazon Prime event, director Mike Ho reached out to me to work on 2 music videos for reggaeton artist Anuel. These productions were done through Mike's production company, Godspeed LA. Typically, when I work with Mike, I create a behind-the-scenes recap of the music video, I shoot photos of the crew, and finally photos of the artist. Sometimes the artist will post these photos and maybe even use my shots as the album cover on streaming platforms, which has actually happened before. This time around, in addition to BTS and portraits, I was known as the third AD, since I would be helping out with other various things on set. Of the 2 music videos we shot, the first one was called Luces, Tenues, and it was shot at the DuPont building. This building is a historic landmark that was built in 1939, was headquarters to the 7th Naval Fleet in World War II, then became a bank, and finally an event space and filming location. As a matter of fact, Bad Boys 1 and 2 used this location as the Miami Police Department in both films. We had a great time shooting here at this location, and the concept was incredibly cool. I'll leave the link below for the music video so you can check it out. The second music video, called Tacos Gucci, was shot entirely at Robot Studios on their LED wall, which is controlled and manipulated with Unreal Engine. This technology is mind-boggling since you can essentially add whatever you want behind talent, meaning the possibilities are endless. In this one, we had a stunt team which consisted of a few of the guys who had been on multiple Avengers and Marvel movies. This music video resembled Game of Thrones and was a wild production to be a part of. I'll leave the link to the music video in the description as well. In December of 2023, we were able to offer our services to Fetti Group in the unveiling of the new Wally Y150 yacht. Wally, which was one of Fetti's brands, had an event for the launch of this 76-foot yacht during the opening of Art Basel. This production consisted of capturing video, photos, and drone content of the event, and mainly their new yacht to promote its arrival in Miami. After the Fetti production, we covered another Amazon Prime event for a famous Latin chef in the Midtown Miami area. This was a more exclusive guest list with only about 50 guests in total. In January of 2024, I received a call from Anuel's photographer that I met back in November, because one of his clients needed a photographer for an artist signing at Warner Music. I happened to be available that day, so I reached out to his client, and on the same day, I, sure enough, took photos of a reggaeton artist named Luar La L signing his paperwork at Warner Music. I say this all the time, and I will continue saying it. Networking is key. It's not what you know, it's who you know. If I hadn't networked with Anuel's team on the 2 music videos, I would have never gotten this opportunity. Shortly after the Warner Music photo shoot, I got an inquiry via The Hub for a video production for a fitness coaching company. This one was a quick 1-day production with a few hours of editing, all for social media. I then received a call from one of my old bosses from the advertising agency that I used to work at. He'd been doing freelance work for Subway and needed a photo shoot for some test products that may be coming to market. Since I had never done a professional food photography session or used a food stylist at any of my own productions, I made a few calls and was able to find a great one for a decent price. She did an amazing job on this production, and the client was very happy with our work. Unfortunately, I cannot share that work because it hasn't come to market. but if it does at some point, we'll definitely be sharing that work. Shout out to Sasha Food Styling Miami. The next production we were able to work on was the FIBA America qualifiers. This consisted of flying out to Managua, Nicaragua to film the qualifying basketball game of Nicaragua versus Canada. For this particular gig, since Nicaragua is the host country of the 2025 tournament, and the trophy happened to be at the FIBA office in Miami, I was asked if I could bring the trophy to the game for it to be displayed at the opening match. Obviously, I said yes. Just another random day in the life of Alex Orchilles. After the quick 2-night trip to Managua, Nicaragua, I ended up receiving a call from another photographer friend of mine who needed a videographer for a production. The production that he needed video coverage for was called PAC, P-A-C, which is a business combine for professional football players. This business combine was a really great production to capture because, as you probably know, most NFL players end up broke within a few years they exit the league. This particular event helps NFL players by teaching them business fundamentals, giving them real connections, and showing them techniques to grow in the business world. From the 2 days that I covered at PAC, I saw them get into negotiation skills, do a workshop on cold openings by approaching random strangers at the beach, and then they even got to go into a Cold Stone franchise to see how that particular franchise operates. It was awesome to work with such a great business that gives back to these players who would otherwise not have any of these opportunities. The next production that I got the chance to work on was for a company called MrL Group. This is a company that I planted a seed with back in November 2023. I decided to cold email many advertising and branding companies in my area. My method was just to reach out and offer them video and photo work. I do this every now and then whenever I have downtime to try and grow our client list. MRL had replied very early in November, but the actual production date kept getting pushed back multiple times. It wasn't until February that we finally got the opportunity to work with them. For this production, we created multiple social media reels for their clients' products to show off the type of work that they do. They essentially make branded merchandise, point of sale and point of purchase solutions for all sorts of clients, ranging from liquor brands like Zacapa to shirts for D'Angelico guitars. This particular project, which started out as a cold email, ended up in about 5 days of production for multiple different videos, reels, and photos for various products and projects that they have going on. Again, it's all about networking and using your time wisely to create these opportunities. After the MRL projects, we ended up shooting photos for an event at the Mandarin Oriental in Miami. Since we did a great job capturing this event, it led to another opportunity to capture content for Chiquita Banana during International Banana Day. They actually coined this Chiquita Day. On this day, the client needed video and photo content of Chiquita Day at their office in Fort Lauderdale and at the event that they were having in Wynwood. The event in Wynwood was great because they had a food truck with banana-inspired bites, workouts, yoga and dance classes, graffiti painting, merch giveaways, and various photo ops. Since on this day we had another event for Amazon Prime, we had to hire 3 people for the Chiquita event, while I personally had to go to the Prime event a few miles away. The Amazon Prime production was a pre-Mother's Day event, which was about a month before Mother's Day. Many attendees came to the event with their mothers to interact with various activations, such as hair and makeup artists, perfume bottle etching, a jewelry creation station, taking photos at our professional photo booth with instant printing, various photo ops, a few selections for the Mother's Day gift event, selected products, delicious bites, cocktails, and of course, a goodie bag stacked from all the different sponsors. It was amazing to provide the professional photo opportunity where the guests could take home 5x7 prints with their mothers from the event. A week after the Amazon event, we boarded a flight to St. Thomas to cover photography for another corporate event. This specific one was for a past client whose event we covered last year in Hollywood, Florida. At last year's event, they had mentioned that the 2024 event would be in St. Thomas, and I immediately told my client that I would love to come shoot it. She said she was open to it if we could get within the same budget that the resorts team would produce it at. Once she got that quote, she sent it to me, and we were able to match it and get a trip out of the event. Let this be a lesson to always shoot your shot, even when the event is out of town or seems a bit far-fetched. After St. Thomas, we got back and immediately worked on a food service brand video for a company called Front of House, also known as FOH. This is a company that sells various high-end items such as plates, silverware, glasses, soap dispensers, tissue box holders, and much more. They cater to many different hotels, resorts, cruise lines, and restaurants all over the world. For this production, we had to get creative with camera movement, framing, and lighting since we were essentially shooting inanimate objects. And I believe that JPEG, and I did a pretty great job in filming and editing this content to our best ability to make the products look as sexy as possible. The client was extremely happy with the end product. The week after the FOH production, we had 3 production dates at Carnival Cruise Line's headquarters. On the first day, we shot an internal case study video for one of their departments. This was mainly shot like a news show at their studio on green screen with a bit of supporting footage around the office. The next 2 days of production were for social and website content for the HR department. On the first day of the second video production, we shot everything at their studio on green screen. Once again, this was all interview style content to work as the A-roll. On the second day, we captured B-roll of a few conferences, multiple meetings, and a new employee onboarding at the HQ. This is still in the post-production process, but stay tuned because I may be able to share this project soon. In late May, we had the opportunity of working with AWS on a 3-day corporate event consisting of various keynotes, breakout sessions, and networking opportunities for their team, clients, and vendors. This one was at the Intercontinental in downtown Miami, and I was able to book it through the same client that we had for the Mandarin Oriental event and the Chiquita Banana event in Wynwood. Again, I was able to secure this production because of networking at the Mandarin Oriental event and then providing great content, service, and value at each event that they've hired us for. In June, we were able to turn a lead from the Amazon Mother's Day event into a client. What this particular client needed was a few recap videos of the official Bad Boys Ride or Die premiere in Miami. It consisted of 2 days of production, 3 videographers per day, and a total of 6 video deliverables. With the help of 3 amazing camera operators that we use a lot at my company, we were able to deliver amazing results for this client. Shout out to Jay Osorio, Nicole Fame, and Kelly Edwards for all of your great work. After the Bad Boys production, we headed directly into the studio to work on edits and social cuts for the previously mentioned productions, scripts for YouTube videos, product videos, and continuing to upload stock footage and photography. All in all, it's been a pretty great 2024, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. If you've watched up until this point, I want to thank you for the support in my YouTube journey. I know this was a very long video, but I figured I'd take the time to show you all what we've been doing at Aeon Prestige Media so far this year. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more filmmaking, photography, and travel content. Thanks for watching.